Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Q&A with Mamas Uncut, where we talk about motherhood, parenting, relationships, and all the things that you need to know, and we'll give you some advice. And don't worry, all of your questions that you send in always remain anonymous. Back again is Lisa and Mindy. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
You guys ready to give some more advice?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Do I stay with my husband or not? He's actually my secret husband. He and I eloped in Vegas on March 10th, 2020. We literally flew back to Texas when Vegas got shut down that day. COVID was really hard on us. I agreed to elope if he still proposes and we had a wedding so that we both get what we want. I feel like he's embarrassed by me or won't claim me, and he definitely has not proposed yet. He says he loves me and wants a family. We both have a kid also. Yet it's been over a year and now we get in fights because I don't think he'll ever do it. We had to move in with his dad, so he wants to get a house first. On top of that, we told our families, well, only a few of our family members, which they keep asking, when's the wedding? And we get in an argument because I want to announce it and he says not yet. To make matters worse, his sister doesn't approve and tells him to end things with me or get out now. But we don't even hang out with them. It's hurting him, and he's saying that I am separating him from his family. I want to believe his words, but he can't even get a ring and do his part. He says I'm overreacting. Do I stay or do I move on?
Okay, first of all, the cow's left the barn, right? The horse is out of the stable. You are in fact married. That comes
Yeah.
with a whole series of things, one of which is legal, and like unwinding it, you just don't go back to Vegas and get uneloped, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the fact that this is not out in the open to everybody is shocking to me. Yes, maybe you haven't had your wedding yet and you can, tell people, hey, we're waiting for X or Y or whatever. That's fine. But like, you're married. It is a fact. And like, the fact that it's a secret after all this time is a problem.
It's random, right? I actually do know a lady and her husband, they got married before they got married officially, and they didn't tell a lot of their family. So I'm kind of thinking of them when I'm looking through this, and they were happily married. But so I don't think that part of it is necessarily really weird. I think some people get offended if they don't get included in a wedding, and so that's why sometimes they're not told. If from what I understand from my friend. So that could be playing into this. The thing that I think she said they got married at a really crappy world's time, right? So I'm looking at it. She says that he loves me. They want to start a family. They want to have a house. They want to do this. It seems like he's committed to her, right? I don't get that sense that he's not, because he's wanting to do all these things, and like I guess doing them is something different. If following through on that, but I mean, I think it'd be a really hard year to be married
Oh,
for the first year. I think it'd be very difficult if you were in isolation, quarantine, dealing with all of these crazy stress, anxieties around in the world. I think 2020 would have been the pits. But also, my marriage, our first year was terrible. We had tons of life and family things happen, and it was so hard. We had a really difficult first year, but I think it made us work through things. So I'm just saying, I think there could be hope for this relationship. I think that she may be putting a little bit too much into the act, because they're married, right? That's the thing. When you said that at the beginning, Lisa, I think they're married, obviously.
Yeah.
She just wants the thing that's more official and the shiny wedding, which I can totally understand. But I think there's a lot of weird circumstances that have been happening in the past year that maybe have prevented that. I don't know. I'm just willing to give him the benefit of the doubt here and say that if the big things he's saying are following through, then I think it's fine. And maybe you just talk to him about it and try to work through it.
okay, so let's go back to your friends though,
Yeah.
who didn't tell people they were married.
Yes.
How long did they not say anything? Because
They
from my,
never said anything.
well, no, but then they got married. Like then they
Yeah, but
publicly they got married.
they still didn't tell anybody that they had already been married. There's a certain group of the family that has no clue that they had a pre-wedding before their real wedding.
Okay, but how long were they married before their other wedding?
It was like a year or so.
Okay,
So it
because
was a while. I mean, it's about the same timeline we're looking at here.
the timing, the length of it felt long to me. Like
It does, but lots of weddings weren't able to happen in the past year.
that's true.
Another thing I was thinking of. Like a lot of venues were closed, a lot of like you couldn't do anything beyond a few people. So that's another thing I was thinking into all this. I just think it was a crap year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Crap year.
With that. And I definitely know multiple couples as well who, you know, wanted to get married at a certain time and it just didn't work for like the whole wedding. So they got married and then had the wedding, etc. Which, you know, I think the stay or move on is a very oversimplified question because, like you said, Lisa, you're married. It's not as simple anymore to just leave. But I think he could be doing more. The thing that I'm really hung up on is why, because it doesn't seem like it was a secret elopement. It just sounded like he wanted to elope, she wanted to have a wedding, so they compromised. They're going to do both. So the secret of it all, I don't understand why he needs to keep this a secret. I think for him to just take that small step and tell everyone that they're married, it's going to buy him more time. Like maybe he needs more time to save up money for the ring. Maybe he needs more time to save up money for the wedding. That's all good and fine. I think you need to communicate that. But I also think that if you didn't elope because you didn't want to tell people you were married, then you need to tell people you're married. That's weird.
Well,
That does seem weird when you put it that way.
So that's my advice. You should talk to him and say, hey, it's weird that you're not telling people that we're married. I get if we can't do the ring, we can't do the marriage yet. Eventually we'll do that, but I'm your wife and you need to start telling people I'm your wife.
I mean, maybe she's grouping it all together and having this all be the thing instead of having, because I think that's a great compromise. Be like, just tell people, okay, I will get my weddings at some point. Just tell people.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like a secret in the closet anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
All right, guys, don't forget to send in your anonymous questions. Thanks.